Hey, what's up guys, Henry the Blaze here. I hope you're all having an awesome day so far. A couple of days ago, I decided to make a video where I did top 5 rubies that you guys should be getting in the token market, and you guys gave that a good review. And not only that, a couple of you DM'd me as well and told me to do a top 5 amethysts. And as you can tell by the title today, that is exactly what we're going to be doing, and that is the top 5 amethysts that you guys should be getting from the token market. Now this could be cards you already have and maybe you need to add more once again, or it's cards you've never really given a thought to. Well, hopefully this video helps you out with deciding. I mean, there is still 10 you got to get overall, but the 5 you should probably prioritize are the ones I'm going to be talking about right away. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so as you can see in front of you, at number 1, we've probably got one of the most underrated and unappreciated cards to start the year off, and that was 91 overall Geoff Petrie. I believe this year is the year he's debuting on 2K for the first time ever. Otherwise, I've never really heard of him at all until this year. I don't think he was in the game at all last year. The way he spelled, I felt like that's something I would have remembered. But guys, this is probably one of the biggest hidden gems of the year, or in the token market period. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the stats of this card. 91 overall point guard, 92 offense, 90 defense. He is 6'4", so above average height for a point guard, which is always nice to have. 190 pounds, 24. Taking a look at the stats here, he's got an 86 driving layup, 69 post fadeaway that could go into the mid 70s depending on your coaching and your shoe. Not the greatest draw foul, but his shooting is phenomenal and he has an amazing form. 91 mid-range, 90 off the dribble, 88 contested, 89 open 3. Like, this card top to bottom is a beast. He's got a great free throw. His dribbling is surreal. He might only have an 86 ball control, but this card, the amount of times I have already been crossed over playing this card online, not just regular crossovers, I mean I'm falling to the ground playing this card. He's one of the most hidden gems, and the thing is, he's so camouflaged, and as you can see, his defense here is phenomenal as well. Great shot contest, decent block, rebounding is not the greatest. He's pretty fast, good speed with ball, decent speed. That's definitely point guard enough speed. It's nothing crazy, but it's something good to have at the beginning of the year. He's got a decent vertical as well. His defense is phenomenal, and the thing I was mentioning earlier is this card is so camouflaged by cards like Stephon Marbury and other things, and Stephon Marbury really does not compare whatsoever to this Geoff Petrie. This card is probably the best point guard you can get up until that diamond Charlie Scott, and like, it's not even close. This card will compete with any card. He also comes with 10 gold badges, being one man, deep mid-range, pickpocket, pick dodger, lob city, pick and roll, break starter, ankle breaker, relentless, and acrobat. Unfortunately, he does not come with dimer, tireless score, or catch and shoot. Those are all 3 badges I have given him, and are all badges I would recommend you put on this card. This card plays phenomenal. It's hard to explain. I will be bringing you guys a gameplay since a lot of you have been requesting gameplay with this card, but this should be your #1 priority as soon as you open that amethyst board. Not Dirk Nowitzki, not Stephon Marbury. Do not look at the hype. That is something that is so important. Is like, they might be some of your favorite players, but do not fall into the hype just yet. Pick up this Geoff Petrie #1 and you will not regret it. Alright, and looking at the #2 position, we've got the fan favorite for everyone, that being Amethyst, Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki. I don't know why I said Dallas. I think I meant to say Dirk, but messed it up there. Regardless, 91 overall. This card is a demigod. Now, I know 75 defense isn't the greatest, but 91 offense with 7 foot tall. And the thing about Dirk this year is that they actually made his jumper faster. And the thing about all the reward tokens is you don't really get any good bigs up until you get into like the diamond or pink diamond section. I don't even really think there's any good bigs in the diamond section. I know in the pink diamond there is Dikembe and there's Tim Duncan. Those are the only people that are basically noteworthy. Willis Reed from the diamond is not really worth it. Good thing about this card is that he can play the 4 or the 5. Decent driving layup. His post game is phenomenal, especially with the fadeaway this year. His fadeaway when you go to the right is so cheesy. Shooting is unreal. And the thing about Dirk this year is that they made his jumper faster this year. Some people may have or may have not noticed, but I was using the pink diamond Dirk a lot in 2K18, so when I got this Dirk I was like, wow, his release is actually faster this year, which is something I was looking forward to. 88 free throw. He doesn't really have a high driving or standing dunk, but surprisingly, when he goes off post spins and stuff, he has the most beautiful dunks. He dunks a lot more than any of my bigs, which is actually kind of funny to say. Maybe not more than my boy Tommy, who I did a gameplay on yesterday. For those of you who haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. His passing is decent, defense is decent. Like, there's nothing that is phenomenal about this card, but Dirk just plays so good, and it's not just for me. A lot of people. Dirk is a hooper. This card is a catch and shoot demigod. He plays great in the post. He just fits the 2k19 playstyle so well, and even though his defense isn't high, defense is already so good in the game this year where you won't be suffering too much. He's tall enough where it's like you're not just gonna blow by him. It's not like he's a 6-foot point guard where you can just blow by if he has bad defense. Dirk can actually rebound, he can block, he can do a lot of things. I would definitely put him at the number 2 position. Badges that he does come with here, he's got 11 gold ones. Bruiser, I believe, is the one I gave to him, but other than that, he's got corner, mid-range, up and under, deep range, difficult shots, pick and popper, drop stepper, tireless scorer, catch and shoot, pick and roller. I decided to give him brick wall as well as bruiser just because they add on to each other, and that makes it good for when you're running a pick and pop, is if he can set a solid screen. And this card is a pick and pop demigod. You are not going to be disappointed if you decided to pick this card up. At the number 3 position is probably a card a lot of people did not expect. I believe he is also new to the game this year because I have not heard of him other than this year. 91 overall, small forward, Rudy Gobert. Now this card surprised me the most. This card is absolutely freaking phenomenal, and the great thing about this card is that you can play him at the 3 and the 4 position. We'll go ahead and take a look at the stats and I'll explain why, but take a look at this, guys. He's got a decent driving layup, decent post fadeaway. It's actually more hittable than you would think. He's got a great mid-range, great three-pointer. He's got a great free throw, and he dunks a lot more than these stats show. What's actually his driving dunk tendency? I need to find out. It's only a 30, yet this card was actually yamming it down for me. And the good thing about him is that his passing is decent, but he's got great defense. Look at the rebounding on that for a small forward. 88, 86, and 87. That's the stat of most centers that are average. He's got decent speed, which is why I would recommend you can run him at the 4. He's a good stretch 4. He can set solid screens. He's got decent strength. The card is fast enough where he'll keep up, and he's tall enough where he's not a liability. Great hustle, great stamina, top to bottom. This is a card I would recommend, and I believe he has Wes Unseld's jumper from last year if you guys need a reference point. It is super cash when it comes to the catch and shoot. Off the dribble, I wouldn't trust it too much, but catch and shoot, spot up, you find him in the corner, find him at the top of the key. This card is a wet like water and super consistent. Now the badges he does come with: corner specialist, pick and popper, catch and shoot, all great badges to have if you run the pick and pop with them. Decent chase down artist, nothing too crazy as far as the badges, but defensive stopper, hustle rebounder, nice to see. And none of these badges I put on him. These are all the badges that he comes with. Very great on defense, very great in offense. This is a card that will not disappoint you. He is a great role player. He's not meant to be a star because, again, if we go ahead and take a look at the stats here, he doesn't have 86 ball control. He literally has 69 ball control because he's basically meant to be catch and shoot, play at the 3, but I would recommend you play him at the 4. This card is unbelievable. You are going to enjoy him a lot. You will not doubt this card when you play with him. Alright, and now to the number 4 position, we've got Amethyst 91 overall Jerry Sloan. Now this is a card I honestly was not expecting to like whatsoever, but the thing is with cards this year, you can look at the stats, but they can play so differently. And this card, I would recommend you definitely play him at point guard, but he can definitely play at the 2. He is just so good at point guard. 6'5", amazing defender, great shooter. This card's a hooper. He's got 87 driving layup. He reminds me kind of like a budget version of Geoff Petrie, which is funny because you can decide between one or the other right off the bat. He's got great mid-range. He's got a great three-pointer, both of which are very consistent. Great free throw as well. His dunking is an 80 driving dunk, but he's never really been one to yam it down for me, so I wouldn't really expect that out of him. But his ball control decent. He can speed boost, got good dribbles, but this card is not too fast. That is one thing you have to expect with this card, is that you can see his speed and speed with ball are not the highest. He's kind of like an Eddie Jones player. He's there for the spot up, plays great defense, and can speed boost, except this one is probably better offensively because he can shoot better off the dribble, and he can kind of go to the rim with that 87 driving layup. So for those of you that kind of enjoy the card like Eddie Jones, you will like Jerry Sloan. Jerry Sloan does have a good release, not as fast as Eddie Jones, but it is smooth and it is easy to time. This is a card I would recommend you guys go ahead and get over Stephon Marbury, which is why Stephon Marbury wasn't at the 4. I really wanted to put him at the top 5, but I just couldn't justify being able to run Stephon Marbury over Jerry Sloan or over Geoff Petrie. These cards are just two cards that are so dominant playing at the 1 position that a card like Stephon Marbury does not make a significant change. And this leads me to talk about my number 5 position. Now at the number 5 position, this was really a toss-up and could be a toss-up for a lot of you. It was really between Junior Bridgeman or my boy Stephon Marbury. Don't get me wrong, Stephon Marbury is a great card. That card has got a nice release. He is super fast, but that card just does not play very consistently this year, especially on defense. He just seems so clueless all the time for a card that has 91 overall defense. I was just not the biggest fan of Stephon Marbury this year. Other people may have had different experiences with him, but from what I'm hearing, the consensus from multiple people, is that a lot of people are saying he just does not live up to that hype this year. This Junior Bridgeman is a card that was a Ruby card last year and was an absolute hooper for me, and he continues to do that this year. He's got the West Unseld jumper. For those of you that don't know, if you don't know what the West Unseld jumper is, it's probably one of the easiest jumpers to time in the game. 94 offensive overall, 88 defensive overall, and the best thing about Junior Bridgeman is that he may be a small forward, but he can play the 1 through 3 position all very confidently. This card plays great, 90 driving layup, no post game, but he's got a great mid-range, a hittable 3-pointer. We all know the coaches give you that +2 or +4 boost, so that's something to look at when you look at the stats. Could be an 80, but really with my coach, it's actually an 84, and that is going to be super easy if you slap, catch, and shoot on him, and a shoot if you really want him to be a sharpshooter. He hits enough threes for me with him having an 80 open 3, so it's nothing I've really ever had to worry about. He's also got an 88 free throw, which is probably one of the most consistent free throws I've seen in the game. I love his free throw a lot. He dunks quite a bit, and that's what I like about this card. He's got mad fancy dunks. I believe he's got a good driving dunk tendency as well of 85, so yes, this card will be catching bodies for you. You will be having fun with this card. He can speed boost as well with that 86 ball control, and the thing is, even if you put him at the small forward position, you get an advantage. Why is that? 86 ball control to go along with 89 speed, acceleration, and 87 speed with ball. That is probably the highest I've seen on a small forward. I don't think I've seen any other small forward that has as high of a speed with ball. Not even Melos is that high. I believe Melos is only like an 84 or something. This card is an absolute annoyance, especially if you can cross people over, go into the mid-range, and pull up. He is an absolute ton of fun to have with. But again, you guys can decide between him or Stephon Marbury. It's up to you. In the end, you still have to collect all 10 amethysts, but these are just the top 5. I would recommend you guys go ahead and get first, and in that order. You see the badges he's got are mid-range Deadeye, one-man, pick dodger, difficult shots, which is great, pick and roll maestro, which seems to be like the trend this year. It's all pick and roll or pick and popper. Super annoying, but it is what it is. Tireless scorer, posterizer, acrobat, teardropper, and relentless finisher. And great thing is they're all gold badges already, so you will be getting the most out of those badges. But yeah, guys, anyways, what I was trying to say is this card is really nice, but again, you can decide between him and Stephon Marbury. If you feel like Stephon Marbury is better, go ahead and pick him up. I believe Stephon Marbury is only 6'3", where Junior Bridgeman is 6'5", and they can both play the 1 position. So again, it's up to you. I don't really think Stephon Marbury is a sharpshooter. If you're looking for a sharpshooting point guard, you can find so much better. I would honestly take Geoff Petrie, again, 1,000 times over Stephon Marbury, but it's up to you guys. These are the top 5 cards I would definitely heavily recommend you guys go ahead and get first, or in order. If you can't get them in order, get them based on your lineup. If you're finding a weakness on your lineup at that position, go ahead and pick that card up. But that is going to go ahead and conclude this video. Hopefully this video helped you guys out with deciding a little bit. Again, there's so many hidden gems this year. I love how many hidden historic cards that we had this year that we've never heard of before that are just hoopers this year. So that's always fun to see. If you guys did enjoy the video though, don't forget to leave a like. And for you new viewers, you know you got to hit that subscribe button and join the Bridgeman Nation. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have an awesome day and take care.